Welcome to the Two Steps Ahead podcast, starring Robert Sean McGrew and Raul Ruiz, talking business, strategy, and growth, helping you stay 2 steps ahead. Let's get to work.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Steps Ahead podcast. I'm Robert Sean McGrew.
I'm Raul Ruiz.
And we've got a guest we'll introduce in just a few minutes. But welcome to the first episode for 2026. I hope you guys had a great holiday season. Raul, what did you do, man?
Oh man, what didn't I do, right?
This is
Basically, I went to Dallas this week. I had a great time. Spent New Year's Eve out there.
Nice.
Did a little bit of gambling. Did some good food eating out there. It's always great out there. Plus the temperatures were 75 degrees, so you can't beat that.
Hey, man.
You cannot beat that.
But you know what? Here in Arkansas, we actually had a 70-degree weather as well, which was quite unusual. But it reminded me of me growing up back in Laredo, Texas. That was my Christmas. Yeah, I never heard of white stuff before. But
Wait, what kind of white stuff?
The kind that falls from the ground, from the sky. Man, you're messing me up already. Golly. All right. Now, holiday season was good. Had family, grandkids, kids were all over.
That's awesome.
And then everybody kind of before the new year. And so it's just been me and the kids for the last week. But it's been good. We've been hanging out, watching movies. Remember? Yeah.
That's right.
You challenged me to watch some movies. We did that. I didn't make it with the grandkids quite. We started to watch something, but we did watch some basketball.
It's a start.
And it was a battle. We had the San Antonio Spurs, which I'm a hardcore fan, and then we've got the Oklahoma Thunder, which next year. It was a good game. Spurs won both. So it was all good. It was all good. We're going to get on topic. Before we do, though, we've got a great character here in between us that I've known for a long time. His name is Harry. Harry, how was your holiday season?
It was great. Spent it with my family. I've got my 4 kids and my wife out there in Las Vegas, Nevada, where we reside. And we had a great New Year. So obviously lots of partying in Las Vegas, but not necessarily on the strip with the kids. So.
Were you down? I was going to say I was watching New Year's down on the strip. They had all these concerts, and man, I had never seen so many people on the strip.
Oh yeah,
They blocked it off.
They shut it down on the 2 adjacent streets as well, so you're just walking the streets. So.
Nice.
Wow, that was pretty cool. And a lot of people went to Vegas this year versus New York because of obvious reasons and stuff and all. But so the party was in Vegas. And you were there. Not there,
yeah.
but you were there.
Close enough.
It's all good. Good. This year we're going to concentrate on a lot of things, Raul, and one of those is interviewing people and bringing them on here as well.
That's right.
But we're going to continue on our topics, and today I thought, guys, that we would talk about Outlook. No, not the app on your computer or your phone and your emails and stuff like that, but Outlook, it means different things to different people. What does Outlook mean to you?
Outlook is just looking outward, right? Looking inward and outward at the same time, right? What do I have to do going forward to make a difference in what I've done in the past, right? So how do I fix it? How do I make it better? How do I move forward?
Awesome.
How do I move forward?
Yeah.
That's the whole deal.
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot up.
Yeah.
Wait, how are you going to do that? Harry, what is Outlook for you?
It means many things, right? Ultimately, it's how do you improve yourself, whether that's financially, whether that's through your education, whether that's just helping someone else as well. And obviously, in the business world, it's budgeting and how are you going to hit your numbers and how are you going to get that. But in life, it's more around what are you wanting to achieve, right? What is it something I want to be debt free this year, right? So now I'm going to set a goal and how do I complete that?
That's awesome. For me, Outlook is, we've talked about preparation before, it is preparing for the unknown. Sometimes we want to plan everything to a death, and we can't always. And some things happen as they come, and the outlook in that being that how you receive it, how you take it, and what you do with it. And I'll give you a perfect example, which is something I'm really excited about, and we're going to get into more in just a moment. This guy sitting next to me is one of the things that I hadn't planned, hadn't prepared, and he's here, and now he's on our podcast with us, which is really awesome. And I'm prepared for it in a way that I wasn't expecting to. I was supposed to be actually in Vegas this week for the annual CES, and that didn't happen, but it's okay. Things have gotten off to a great start this week. I was telling Raul a while ago before we started that I went to a great event held by Onward HQ, and they continue to bring the community together and opportunities with entrepreneurs like no other. And it's just amazing with the things that are happening. So just within 24 hours, a couple things that have already happened. My helicopter is waiting for me now. I'm just kidding. But those are the kinds of things, for me, the outlook is preparing for the unknown, but ready to receive it and do something with it. We don't always have the answer to what that something's going to be, but when the opportunity presents itself, then take it forward in the best way.
Yeah, that's a good point, John. The reality is you can't really plan for the unknown, right? The reality is how do you receive what's happening? And I think that's the other thing, is that stress is one thing that you want to try and figure out how do you live a stress-free life, and the reality is it's hard to do. You can't do it, whether it's money, whether it's health, whatever it might be. So if you're look, I want to see how I can plan for the unknown, you got to understand what's happened in the past for yourself or in the future, right? I mean, ultimately, this area has been devastated by tornadoes in the recent past, and there's no way someone could have predicted that coming through. It's all about how you perceive that as well, and your mental health.
Absolutely, and I think, Harry, that's a great segue into your own introduction as we move forward. So I'm sitting here, not here, but today, and doing some stuff that I've got to get done, and I get this message say, hey, how's it going? Happy New Year, what's up? And knowing that I'm supposed to be in Vegas where he lives, and thinking he's in Vegas, and I'm going to be sorry, I wasn't able to make it out there, and I'm across town at a barbecue place. I'm like, brother, let's get together. So, Harry, tell us about you. I know you, Rose knows about you too, but tell us who you are.
I'm Harry Kammerzell. I was recruited to come out to Bentonville, Arkansas back in 2001. Worked for Walmart as a buyer for several years. Then I decided to leave Walmart and go back home, so I ended up working for Petco as a dog food and dog treat merchant out there for many years. Then I jumped to the other side of the table, and today I'm a food consultant. So whether it's human treats, human food, dog treats, that's really what I'm doing today, working with several companies from Walmart, Target, and several other brands that shall not be named. But I do what I can. I have my phenomenal family out in Las Vegas, where we've jumped around the country as well, working with different large corporations, and the reality is now we work for ourselves. So now I'm more of an entrepreneur on the consulting side, just like these gentlemen. I'm sure they've probably talked about that in the past, but the reality is I'm here to support a good friend. I've known this man for over a couple decades now, and he's one of the best guys I've ever met and known. That's about it in terms of who I am. There's so much more that I could add. The reality is I don't want to take up more time for you all, but I'm here supporting. Yeah, this was not planned. Literally less than an hour ago, I think I texted just saying, hey, how's everything going in Vegas? And he said, I'm not there. Here I am.
That's awesome. I want to lean into a little bit more where you talk about and working for yourself and all, but first of all, you're a proud SDSU alumni?
Yes.
The Aztecs?
Go Aztecs.
They've been doing pretty well in a lot of sports.
Really well. Yeah, the new president down there, I call her new, she's been there for several years now, but she really took it to the next level on that campus and expanded it through the whole Mission Valley area. Bought the old Charger Stadium in San Diego, which is phenomenal, and now they're working more on soccer down there than anything else. But yeah, all the sports has definitely risen down there, and all I can say is go Aztecs.
That's awesome. Before we continue with some more of Harry here, Ro, one thing we didn't do, where are we at?
Yeah, let's touch on that. We're having a beer here at Bentonville Brewery Company here in Bentonville, Arkansas. First time we've been here. We haven't done a podcast from here. We were going to do it here, about 6 months ago?
Something like that.
Something fell through, but we're here today. Definitely highly recommend. 10 out of 10, right?
That's all right.
All right, guys.
Our
Cheers.
outlook is looking good. Cheers, guys. So getting back to outlook and taking advantage of what is presented in front of you, Harry, you talked about what people are looking for, and that means something different for every person. Some people that means working for somebody. Some it means working for yourself, like you do, like we do, and trying to get to some sort of independence, and that also means different things to different people. But tell us, you talked about your journey and your career a little bit before we started recording. You started telling us a little bit about working for yourself and what that means for you and your family. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Very stressful. And the reality is you got to learn how to manage that. When you're in a corporate world or when you're in an office, you feel like you have this structure. Interestingly enough, my wife and I talk all the time. I haven't really taken a vacation since becoming an entrepreneur, because the reality is you feel like you need to do more now. Even while I'm on vacation, I feel like I'm doing more work than I need to be doing. My recommendation is try to let it go. Try to really spend time with the people you're with at that time and de-stress, if you will, because that's really what we need to do. So don't get me wrong, I've earned all these white hairs. I'm sure these gentlemen have as well.
I can say I think we got a little bit more, bro.
Yeah, we're way ahead of
I think
you.
I'm a little younger than y'all.
Way
Not by
ahead of you,
many
Harry.
years, but a couple years.
You had to go there too.
No.
So Harry, how do you deal with being a one-man show, right? You're the jack of all trades when it comes to your business, right? How do you deal with that on a regular basis?
I try to learn as much as I can as I go through the process, right? I mean, we talk about things that go great, things that don't go so great, right? If you're failing at something or if you fail at a project, what did you learn from it, right? How do you improve from that? And what did you do, right? Was it a step you missed? Are there steps? Being in production and manufacturing, I'm all about standard operating procedures, and one thing has to follow the next, where you don't have that in life, right? What you have in life is what's in between your head here and good friends and mentors that you may have. It's more around what you're learning and how you're dealing with life as it comes to you.
So as you're dealing with life, and now we're in a brand new year, 2026, what's your outlook for this year? What are the things that you're looking forward to, and maybe not, for the coming year?
I've got lots of, what do they say, irons in the fire, if you will. So there's lots of things that could come to fruition. And the reality is my projects take 18 months to 24 months to really come to fruition. Really, I want to have some of those really come to fruition to provide my family with, candidly, more money and see what more we can do. At the same time, I've got some great opportunities to go meet with some new companies that I haven't dealt with in the past. So the door's kind of wide open for me. In terms of outlook, like I'm all focused on health these days. And I think when Sean first met me, I weighed about 280 pounds. Today I'm about 150, 160. So really focused on how do I keep healthy, and then how do I support my wife and 4 children at the same time.
It's awesome. Ro, how about you for this year? What's your outlook?
I'll tell you, one of the questions that a buddy of mine just asked me, said, what are you going to do different than you did in 2025? Because we all have to know how to pivot, right? There has to be some pivot involved in your business, in your life, in general. We pivoted today, right? We're going to have somebody here, and they're not here to interview. We have Harry. So you have to pivot. You have to just... a spur of the moment thing, right?
There it is.
But you have to be prepared. There has to be some preparedness, right? You have to look at your options and figure out what's worth it, what's not worth it. And those are the kind of things that I'm looking for. What's going to go ahead and take the time that's valuable and make it worth it for me to get my business up and running. Let's make it worth it.
Absolutely.
You hit a roll. Time. That's
It's precious.
the biggest thing in life, is that there's only 24 hours in a day, regardless of what else you're doing. You can be working on 100 projects, but you still only have 24 hours, and you can only accomplish. So you really want to put some priorities on what you want to do there, whether it's goal setting, whether it's creating a budget for your family or a budget for your household, whatever it might be. But you really have to identify how can you tangibly get to where you want to get to.
Absolutely.
But time is everything, so don't waste it. Do what you can today and go from there. Procrastination is something that I had an old mentor tell me. That's only the time you take to research where you want to be and what you want to become and those subjects that you're at. But then you have to act on it, right? Execution is everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, for me, outlook for this is changed a little bit. As you guys know, and I think we announced a couple months ago, my business partner Eric and I kicked off a new startup. And compared to all the work that I do on a regular day-to-day basis, where I go in and I check teams, I write line teams, I pick teams and move them around, we're starting a team from the ground up. And that's exciting, it is scary, but I know that there's a lot to learn and that there's a lot to happen, and there's a lot of things on the horizon. So I'm looking to lean in and learn from those, I wouldn't say new learnings, but it's from a different perspective from where I usually jump in. I call myself a dumpster diver, where I go in and try to find my way out. This time the dumpster is sparkling clean. It is sparkling clean, not in a speck of dirt in it. And so looking...
I know, right? I was like, is there a fire happening?
I was like, where's the dumpster? Yeah.
We never know where we're going, guys, so let's be honest. But that's the point. I don't know where I'm going this year, but it is exciting, and I know there's a lot of things, and a lot of people that we talk about the local ecosystem here a lot, and there's so much happening, there's so much support, there's so much connectivity that the sky's the limit. And even though you saw a couple of helicopters go by here, there's still more limit to that. Hang in there. And sometimes our outlook, we feel like it's not great. Sometimes we feel like, is this all there is? There's more. There is more. And we want you to know that sometimes you got to take a deep breath, take a look back. Sometimes you got to get a text from a friend and say, hey, yeah, scrap the agenda, scrap the calendar for today. Sometimes you've got to just be able to understand that when Raul calls you and says, let's do it.
That was less than 24 hours ago, by the way.
And Tone Loc would be proud. He would be proud of you, bro.
That's right.
I got to get back to your dumpster though. There, I got to be honest with you. You have to focus on certain things.
Yeah.
There isn't enough time to do everything. So use that dumpster to throw some of the stuff on your list just out. Some of it just doesn't matter. Today you might think this is what I have to focus on. The reality is probably don't. There's probably something else that can get it done for you even faster. So
That's right.
use Sean's dumpster here, even if it is immaculate.
At the moment. We'll talk again in a few months. I'm sure it'll start getting full. I'm just used to jumping in the dumpster and finding the things that matter versus throwing away the
Creating your own
things.
dumpster.
Yeah, there you go. DID? No, DIY. We're digressing.
BYOD.
It's all good, folks. But the point here being is that we don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people. The job market, Raul, we've talked about that a lot. A lot of people kind of with angst and understanding how is that going to happen. Although there's positivity in all things. You yourself have started off the year great and on the right foot, and other people can have the same thing. But it's a matter of how you look at it, the perspective, whether the dumpster is clean or if it's already full and you got to find the pieces that fit and that work. The whole point is we've got to make the best of it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put in my 2 cents when it comes to recruiting, of course, just like I always do. I will say just recently I posted something about positions being out there that are not real. A lot of ghosting happening, a lot of companies posting positions that aren't real, just trying to get people to apply, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we all know that's happening. But stay the course. Keep filling out applications. Keep applying. The job is out there for you. You just have to go through all that mess, through all that noise that these companies make that some aren't even real. Get to the ones that actually have the postings, the requisitions, apply for them, and get hired. Don't lose faith. That's the hardest thing to do, is to not lose faith. Just keep at it. It will happen. I tend to lean on buddies like Sean here, the power professionals of NWA. We talk very regularly, frequently about what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on in Northwest Arkansas, in the U.S. in general, and we give ourselves feedback as far as what we need to do to better ourselves. That support system is very important. It's very crucial. Use that support system to keep moving forward.
I think
that outlook is important.
You make a great point in being outlook, and if you don't have a support group, if you don't have somebody you can lean on, find one. And if you need help, Raul and I can help you find one as well, because there's a lot out there. But it's important that you have somebody, at least one person, to lean on, if not a group itself, because sometimes we can't do it alone, right? Sometimes we're not meant to be doing it alone. But there's always help out there, and you don't have to tackle it alone. Somebody's been through something. Somebody is able to share their story with you, and each of our stories are different, but that's what makes it unique, and that's what makes it wonderful.
Yeah, and I know we've touched on this previously, and it just continues to come back around just simply because everybody's going through it at one point or another. Whether you're a senior executive or a professional or an entry-level person, you have to keep at it. Just that's all you got to do, stick to it and do it.
So quick rapid fire, Harry, for you. We've never done this before, first time, live and in action. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
That's a great question. Obviously, it's not going to be the Ravens because they didn't make it. I don't know why they fired Harbaugh, but that's a whole other conversation. But no, I got to be honest, man. I've been pretty distant from football, but I think this man, being from Chicago, would possibly want his Bears to do some things there.
That's great. Yeah, I would love that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll see what happens there.
There's some great teams out there.
All right. World Cup is coming to North America, Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. Who's the favorite of yours to win it?
Oh man, I just can't wait to go out there and see it. They're actually finishing the train from Las Vegas to LA for some of those games. In all candor, I just can't wait to get there and be all about it. So I'm not picking a team there either because I have several in my family that folks love, and I'm not going to be the one to choose one.
All right, last one here.
Oh.
America hits 250 years old this year. What's your favorite Americana?
My dad was a coin salesman, And when it came to things like Morgan dollars and silver, if you look at silver and gold right now, it's going through the roof. Who would have thought that silver would be $80 an ounce, gold $4,000 an ounce? The reality is when it comes to Americana, I go back to coins and kind of focus on that. The reality is,
That's right.
collect what you like, collect what you love, and you never know. Some of those things can appreciate like crazy. Look at the card business. Graded cards are through the roof. And that's, by the way, that's another one of my side hustles. So you've got to have 4 or 5 different lanes of money coming your way, and that's really one that I've focused on because that's what my dad did for many years. So
Everybody's hustling.
you got to be a hustler, guys, especially when you work for yourself. While Raul is all about hiring folks in the roles, I'm all about the entrepreneur and how do we focus there. You guys talked about a support system. Funny enough, coming out of college, I had a mastermind group that I was developing, and we had 10 to 15 of us. And in all candor, without my network, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be who I am today. So your network is everything. Try not to burn bridges, try to build those, and live a great life.
Awesome.
Great
Bro,
advice. Great advice. Thank you.
any closing remarks?
Follow, subscribe, comment, right? Let everybody know. Right here, subscribe. Thank you.
And if anybody needs to dump some stuff, I got a dumpster wide open over here.
With nothing in it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Happy 2026. We hope that it is a good year for you. Get connected, get in the group, get support. And if there's anything that we can help you with and any topic you want us to touch on, we'll be happy to do that. But until next time, this is a 2 Steps Ahead podcast. Cheers.
Happy New Year.